Hello Internet people, this is Feeder, and I am going to be watching a replay of a Defense 3 tournament game. This is VP, Virtus Pro versus EG, Evil Geniuses. And this is game 1 of their best of 3 series in this tournament. I did miss the live game, I was not here this afternoon, so I will be watching the replay. That means I do reserve the right to rewind, go back and slow down the action or whatnot. Probably won't do that, I don't tend to, but I'd like to warn you that I might do that if I want. So, keep out the possibility. Alrighty, so in any case, there are actually 2 games today, or 2 game series today. One was this VP versus EG, and they're in the upper bracket, and that's sort of why I went with this one. I don't have time to do both, so that's just how it is. Anyway, let's get into the picks and the bans. Here they are, all loaded up. And VP right off the bat with a Darkseer ban. Darkseer, he is one of the best support heroes in the game right now. He has a lot of push and a lot of team fight, and is just generally super useful. He's got that surge ability, which allows him to escape and also allows people to chase. And they can chase with that ion shell on, so it's really a fantastic one-man combination of skills. Vacuum, of course, big damn deal. If you ever watch Top 10, I'm pretty sure you've seen the Darkseer vacuum used in creative ways. So, great hero, and they don't want EG to have him. EG gonna start out off with a Gyrocopter ban. Versatile hero, could be played as a support or as a carry, but he will not be played at all in this game. He's been played a lot, by the way. I've seen a lot of Gyrocopter. He has a really nice stun with the homing missile. He's got the flak cannon and the rocket barrage or whatever, and his ultimate is also really great for team fights. It tends to miss if you're not gonna have heroes grouped up in an area for a long period of time, but when it doesn't miss, it's a big deal. It's just lots of damage and lots of slow, so a good way to turn your team fight around if you can hit that. VP, second ban is the Nyx Assassin, so going for strong support heroes in the first round of bans. And by the way, usually we see supports get banned out in the first round and carries in the second round. The reason for that is that these teams typically don't want to pick their carry in the first rounds of picks if they can help it. It allows the other team to really counter that with their rest of their picks and bans, and gives them a little more of an idea of what the big deal endgame hero is. So preference is to put it off till later. Of course, a lot of teams will have a carry that they'd really like to play, and in that case they will pick it first so it doesn't get banned or taken by the other team. So the risk you run is getting your strategy countered. Second ban from EG is the Batrider. He's been banned in most of the games because of his ridiculously strong early game abilities. He's an amazing ganker and a really great mid hero, so do not want to see that Batrider. Wisp getting picked up first by VP. So here is a very strong support hero. He's not a great pusher, not until the late game when he's able to cart the carry around and backdoor towers if you want to. But he hangs out with the carry, he makes the carry awesome, and he can regen health and of course bring you anywhere, so keeps the carry farming either in the jungle or in a safe lane, but able to show up for the action when need be, and able to get that carry kills as well as farm, so big deal hero. Wisp. Pickups from Evil Geniuses are going to be Keeper of the Light and Magnus. Keeper of the Light is a fantastic pusher throughout the game. He can use Illuminate to do that, basically clear creep waves instantly. Chakra Magic is no joke either, keeping his lane partner and himself at full mana pretty much all the time is a huge deal, especially for a very harassy lane, so great hero for that. And of course Magnus, you all know reverse polarity, gathering up the enemy team and stunning them. Of course Skewer, he can move them around as well, and then do quite a bit of cleave damage with Empower, and the Shockwave is just an extra bonus, just a little nuke as well. VP is coming out with Undying and Chaos Knight as their second picks. So we will be seeing a Wisp Chaos Knight combination, super popular and very, very effective. Chaos Knight comes with a stun, which is, I think, a variable duration. You know, honestly, I've played the Wisp to the Chaos Knight enough times, but never played the Chaos Knight more than once or twice. Yeah, minimum stuns and maximum stuns, up to 4 seconds at level 3 and 4, so a pretty big deal there. And of course, when you add the tether stun from Wisp, it will keep a hero disabled for quite a while for Chaos Knight to basically just kill them off. And Wisp can speed him up to make that a little bit easier. Undying, stealing strength, and making a very nice member of a tri-lane. Keep that carry fed, and keep the other team off his farm. Lone Druid, the final first round pick for EG, and Lone Druid is another versatile hero, kind of like the Gyrocopter. He can be played in a variety of roles, most often seen in this tournament as a carry or a semi-carry. And he's an excellent off-lane hero. He's got that bear to back him up, and he can be ranged for, well, you wanna turn him melee at level 6 probably, or maybe a little bit later, just to make him a bit more tanky. But in the beginning, it's great for last hitting, and it's just good to be ranged. So, great hero for the off lane, and that allows him to sort of semi-carry while you've got your carry safely farming away in the farm lane. So, nice hero. Not sure where they're going to play him, but the other picks should give a better idea of that. Queen of Pain ban from EG, and that is another very strong mid-hero, great ganker, and lots of AoE magic damage. So she will be banned out. VP banning Tinker. Seen very effectively played in maybe one of these games. He's a great pusher, he's a great nuker, and of course he can be all over the map, kind of like Wisp, so a lot of map presence. And another map presence hero banned out, Nature's Prophet. And a Nature's Prophet with a Wisp is just frightening. You really can't be caught alone, or even maybe in a pair, towards a certain point in the game. Nature's Prophet can show up, Wisp can show up with the carry, and you're basically dead if they spotted you on the map by yourself. So, good ban from EG of the Nature's Prophet. Enigma had been banned by VP. A good teamfight hero, goes very well with Magnus. So, not wanting to have that reverse polarity into the black hole, it's a really nasty combination, and they are just preventing that by banning out Enigma. Enigma also underrated, I think, for him. Has quite a bit of push with those Eidolons, which also goes well with Keeper of the Light. And VP not having a lot of push right now. These heroes are killers, they are not pushers. Killers of heroes, not killers of creeps. So, Keeper of the Light, definitely, and Lone Druid also a very good pusher with that bear. So they could use more push, they could finish up quickly with a bit more push, and VP does not want that to happen. So that's that Enigma ban for you. Waiting for the 5th ban on VP, and they're taking their time here, possibly discussing what they want to pick. If you already know your ban, sometimes you just want to wait so you can have more time to think about your pick. Here we go, a Chen ban. Interesting ban. Haven't seen Chen played much in this tournament, but I have seen him banned quite a few times. Ability to control creeps actually makes him a fantastic early game ganker, believe it or not. Pick up I can't remember what those are called. The guys that cast the net, basically, and you can just feed the carry. Just come out of the jungle with the creep, throw the net. It's kind of like Nepo's nets, and you'll just feed your carry. It's quite good. Puck ban coming from EG, another mid-hero, very strong mid-hero. Sort of a ganker. He's also got some team fight to him, and he does have a silence as well, a very useful silence. So, EG not wanting to see that mid from VP. And they're probably going to run Magnus in the mid, by the way. But I'm mostly seeing Magnus run in the mid here. So things that Magnus does not want to see, Queen of Pain and Puck.
5 seconds remaining.
And those will be banned out. Waiting on the pick from VP. And they need a mid-hero and another support-ish hero, or maybe a semi-carry. I think they need an off-laner. They could run the Undying in the off-lane. Definitely seen that done, but he doesn't have the best time there. He's a lot better. Invoker coming out for VP, that's definitely gonna be mid. Where else could you put Invoker, seriously? A lot of magic damage there, a lot of versatility. Could see him go a variety of ways. Hopefully he'll go Exhort because that's more fun. Love those sun strikes. It's always entertaining. And by the way, with the Chaos Knight Wisp, Invoker can sort of, you know, he won't be there, but his presence can be felt if he does go for those sun strikes. And very useful once you have that vision given to you by those heroes going in there. So perhaps part of the thought going in there. Of course, Invoker's actually got some push to him when he pulls out those summons. So, a little bit of push, a little bit of everything really. Invoker's so versatile. So a nice pickup from VP. Shadow Demon coming up for EG. There is another support hero for them. He will surely be hanging out with Keeper of the Light and the carry. The carry could be Lone Druid, or it could be their 5th pick. We will see. Definitely seen Lone Druid played in the safe lane, although he is a great off-laner. I get the feeling that he's going to be played off-lane here. I think they're going to pick someone else as their carry. Possibly not, but that's what I'm thinking. I think they want a harder carry than the Lone Druid. They do have plenty of push. That Shadow Demon able to use the disruption to get those illusions, either of folks from his own team or from VP. VP picking up Clockwork. Clockwork is a hero that's sort of coming into his own, I think, and he really sucked before the buff, if you ask me. He was so easy to feed with, and he's still kind of easy to feed with, right? His hook shot will just bring you right into the other team if they're all gathered up, and they can kind of eat you if you do that without knowing how your team is going to react to that and how to use your cogs and your battery assault and all that good stuff. But the other awesome thing about Clockwork, besides being a really good initiator if used properly, Kunkka. Kunkka gonna be the carry here for EG. Interesting. Definitely interesting. And Jayo's gonna be playing that today. But I still thinking about this Clockwork here. This Rocket Flare is so underrated for the vision that it gives. 10 seconds of vision anywhere on the map. That is 10 seconds. Global vision, guys. That is so big. And that is so underrated for this hero. Vision is everything at this level. And he can scout and he can see what's going on. He can finish people off with that. It does damage as well. So if that's just huge. So important. I think it's super important. EG is still talking about who's playing what over there. But VP has got their picks here. Kunkka, interesting. X marks the spot. Going to be able to pull some heroes back. The Torrent, nice AoE damage. And, you know, Tidebringer, also a really cool ability. Let me swap my video screen down so it doesn't block your view. And let's take a look at these lineups. On the dire side, we have Evil Geniuses. Demon is going to be playing the Magnus. Jayo, as I said, on the Kunkka with a nice hat there. Fear is playing the Lone Druid. We've got B-Diz on the Shadow Demon, and Malk is playing Keeper today. For the Radiant side, this is Virtus Pro, henceforth called VP, because I don't want to say the whole thing every time. We've got KSI on the Undying. Airman is playing the Chaos Knight. Santa is on Clockwork. NS is going to be on Wisp, and in the back here, with hideous Invoker hair, oh my god, that's so ugly, is TMW on the Invoker. We are seeing a level 1 Roshan here from Evil Geniuses, and I think VP is going to scout this. Holy shit. They've seen this before and they know, okay, they're going to have to back out. And they're damaged right now. Oh my god. Okay, Keeper of the Light, nice ponies. Beautiful Illuminate by him. That will make them back off a bit. Oh my god. They tried. They really did. Let's, by the way, give a nicer announcer. Let's put that Bastion on there. Should I put the Radiant HUD? Yeah, you guys know you want to see that. So I'm going to put the Radiant HUD on as well. It's new, you know, a little novelty. Nothing wrong with that, and Jo is sharing that, so I am going to put that on. Clockwork headed towards the top lane. We've got Invoker in the mid, as expected, and then Wisp, Undying, and Chaos Knight are going to be in the bot lane, and that is a dangerous tri-lane, guys. That is so much stun from the Wisp and the Chaos Knight, and then of course Undying can just spam his abilities, and it's really dangerous. So they are going to counter that with an aggressive tri-lane. We've got the Kunkka, the Keeper of the Light, and the Shadow Demon. So this should be exciting. There might be a lot of bloodshed in this bottom lane. We'll see. Magnus, by the way, picked up the double damage and going to be going against this Invoker here. And Lone Druid, of course, is in the top lane where he will happily farm up there. Sorry, just want to keep an eye on this bot lane. I feel like things could really happen here and do want to keep an eye on that. But of course, I don't want to forget about Clockwork and Lone Druid up there either. So, do my best to keep an eye on everything and try not to miss first blood and all that kind of stuff. So, I do what I can. I really do. But it's hard, guys. It's really hard. Try it sometime. By the way, a little shout out to Open Broadcast Software. You can look it up online. It makes it really easy to cast games, or just record yourself playing a game. It's really easy, and it's super neat, and whoever designed it did a great job. So I should find that out and put their name on here at some point. But really cool software. So if you ever had any interest in putting yourself on the internet playing Dota, go ahead and look that up. Let's see, I'd like the creep scores up at this point in the game. Lone Druid doing pretty well there. Shadow Demon Disruption coming out on his own, making some copies of Kunkka to put some harass on this Undying. Not that much damage getting done there. And Clockwork, by the way, is sending some spam down. Probably trying to knock out this Clarity Potion. If you are playing Clockwork and your team communicates well enough, you can definitely use that to stop Clarities themselves, finish people off. So, a hero that is best done with some communication. Of course, communication makes Dota better in general, but some heroes require it more than others. Wisp, another hero that if you're not talking, it's really hard to play that well. Just have to hope people know what's going on when you teleport them somewhere good. So, alrighty, let's see here. Looks like, oh, Magnus and Chaos Knight competing for second place there on the creep score, but Lone Druid is definitely doing the best, and he's really out farming Clockwork. Of course that's going to be pretty easy for him. He's got this bear that he can just send out there to get the last hits and not really worry too much. The worst that happens is Clockwork could get a good deal of gold off of killing the bear, but Lone Druid would just have to summon a new bear. So totally worth using that. Wisp eating that horse spam from Keeper. That Illuminate is very dangerous for a hero with these few hit points, as Wisp has. And it tends to be that the supports at this level do not buy much in the way of stat items. They're buying regen, they're buying wards. You know, they're not that worried about doing any damage because they're not going to be last hitting. They want their carries to last hit. So trying to keep those carries in lane by getting these support items, and that leaves them with very few hit points. So it's pretty easy to feed if you're not careful. Of course, they're pretty careful. They do know what they're doing. So Invoker going to go up there, and he will pick up the Illusion Rune. He does not have a bottle. I don't think a bottle is a standard thing to build on Invoker, and I'm not really sure. I haven't played him more than a couple of times, but not usually something that I see on an Invoker. So he will be trying to keep those runes away from Magnus, though, knowing that he does have his bottle that he would like to keep filled. So just good to go out there and get those runes and deny them. Of course he'll use whatever he gets, just not necessarily going to go bottle for that. Undying work in the jungle here, and Keeper of the Light is looking to steal his farm, his jungle creeps, and also hit him. Nice harass from Keeper. And Keeper is really a great hero for an aggressive tri-lane because of that. one of your jobs is really to try to get the last hit on those jungle creeps. That's quite a bit of EXP and money that the support heroes will lose if you are able to get it. Of course it goes to your pocket, so nothing wrong with that. Let's see. Kunkka is 7-0 and Chaos Knight is 22-9. So you can get from those numbers who is winning this lane right now in terms of which carry is getting a lot more farm. That would be the Chaos Knight. And guys, I hate to say anything this early in the game, but that just doesn't look good to me. You want that Kunkka getting farm. So maybe the Lone Druid's getting quite a bit actually. So perhaps Lone Druid could carry in the case that Kunkka doesn't get enough money. But Kunkka could really use some more creep kills here. And he's doing the best he can hitting under the tower, but it has been kept pushed pretty far. Invoker taking that hit from Magnus Shockwave, but Magnus is going to go up and look for that rune. Wisp caught it, it was bottom. And by the way, not a lot of wards out there, not seeing a lot of observers. That's really too bad for Magnus, given that he has a bottle. Support should maybe go ahead and... Nice hit from Invoker. Oh my, stealing that from Chaos Knight almost, but killing Keeper of the Light with a Sunstrike. Awesome. By the way, that's gotta be like the best part of playing Invoker. Max those Sunstrikes, because you know what? You can kill steal from across the map and be like, oh no, I'm sorry, I was just trying to help you, you know? I was just trying to help you finish them. I didn't know it was gonna kill them. So awesome Sunstrike. And drawing the first blood, kind of hilarious. Looks like BDiz and Jo here on the Shadow Demon and the Kunkka are going to come in and try to gank Invoker. And he does not have his invisible walk. I don't remember what that's called. QQWRD. He does not have that, so he will not be able to go invis. Disruption going up. Kunkka will turn him. Magnus is going to skewer him, and that is an easy kill for those heroes. No waste of their smoke there. Of course, Invoker did not see that coming at all. Keeper of the Light, meanwhile, holding the lane here. Keeper of the Lane, I heard someone say yesterday, and it's so appropriate. Given attribution, but I can't remember who said it. So, sorry, if you're watching this and it was you, I'm sorry. Really sorry, I stole your line. But that's okay. You probably won't see this, so it's all good. Anyway, looks like Lone Druid's still doing really well with his creep score. Fear is just farming up here, and he's doing a great job of it. So perhaps we will see him as the carry. You know what, now that I think about it, the aggressive tri-lane, yeah, Kunkka probably not going to be the carry. He'll be like a semi-carry. If he was bothering to come in for a gank, he's not the carry. Lone Druid is in the safe lane, so they will be carrying with him this game. And at some point maybe we'll see a Hand of Midas go up on this bear. Or some sort of, you know, either that or he'll just go for the Radiance or whatnot. But I think I messed that up. I think that Kunkka is probably going to be played as like a semi-carry slash ganker slash support. I think Kunkka's pretty versatile too. Although that's a hero that doesn't get played a lot, either here, or really at the level that I play, at least by the people I play with. We don't get a lot of Kunkka. And not sure why, honestly. Got the mana boots up there on Magnus. Looks like Undying's waiting here to see if he can get a gank in. He will be spotted out by this observer though, if he tries to make a move, so not really worth it if he can't smoke in there. Magnus backing up a bit. Not checking the rune, because it is not rune time, but up to something. Meanwhile, BDiz is going to pull out these creeps and get a little farm for himself. Clockwork spotting that out. Would love to steal that. It's a little dangerous. A little bit dangerous. He does have the Kunkka here in the jungle. The Lone Druid up there, and Shadow Demon, is he going to come in on this? Maybe not. Yeah, there's the disruption. Here comes Kunkka from the right, and Fear is in here as well. Clockwork trying the cogs, but they're all here, and can the bear entangle him? He might get out of this. Oh my god. Bad time for a pause. Really bad time for a pause. Invoker is disconnecting though. So they have to pause that and wait for him to come back, but that really sucks. That really sucks. Forge Spirits already going. That's for the push, by the way, on the Invoker Forged Spirits. I think I called them summons or something in the intro. They are Forged Spirits. I got that wrong. But that's alright. Alright, as long as they're paused, I like to pull this item thing up when nothing much is going on. Chaos Knight has his treads and not much else. He does have a bracer for a little bit of extra damage and hit points. So not terrible, a little weird. I don't like to see a bracer on the carry, but maybe he's going. Oh, you know what? He's going into a drum with that. That's just fine. So he'll be building drum with that. I've been seeing that a lot on the carries. Wisp is only a magic stick. That's kind of funny. He's used up his regen or something. Oh shoot! Let's put this away because I want to see what happens here. Will it get entangled? No, it won't. Clockwork is gonna TP out and escape. Very nice. Very nice TP out by him. And when you know that the people on you do not have a stun, it is a great idea to try to TP out if you think you can't survive or get a kill. And that worked out well for him. Look, we're building phase boots, by the way. Yeah, okay, let's see. I still wanted to look at these items. Damn it, I want to see the items. So, of course, we're not seeing anything on the lone druid. Yeah, Kunkka not looking like a carry at all, so I totally miscalled that. Gotta look at this bear. The bear has its phase boots up and an orb of venom. That bear playing the carry for EG. It's really too bad he doesn't have one of the cool panda bears, but that bear will just have to do. I'm such a sucker for swag. I'm sorry, guys. I know it's lame, but doesn't everyone like cool couriers and cool panda bears and stuff like that? Speaking of couriers, let's take a moment while they're paused to check out the couriers. We've got this determined Greevil carrying EG's items today. It is blue and it is awesome. And a voracious Greevil is carrying for VP. Both Greevils today. Ooh, and look what's on here. Here's that drum. That'll be going off to Chaos Knight. This going to somebody, I'm not sure who. And what about this one? Nothing on that. So, there goes that drum recipe. Give Chaos Knight a little bit of early damage, and a little bit of chasing power if he needs it. Or escape. Hopefully he won't need that though. Especially if he has Wisp at his side. And S there to back him up on the Wisp. Poker going to put a little harass on this Magnus and back off. It looks like a smoke is coming in here. Kunkka and Shadow Demon doing this again. Going to try and sneak up on the Invoker. And getting a ward in. That Forged Spirit will spot them out if they were visible, but they are not. So they're going to gather around here. I think Invoker suspecting something. They have not been heard from in a while. And he still does not have his invisible walk. There's the courier! Oh my god! Are they gonna get this? The courier's hiding. Invoker goes down. I'm worried about this courier. Here comes Clockwork. Someone's gonna micro that out of there. Shadow Demon goes down, and Wisp and Chaos Knight are in here. That's it for Kunkka. So total fail on that gank attempt. And that is why Wisp teleport is scary, guys. And here they go again. They are gonna finish off the Magnus. There it is. Shadow Demon had come back in. Oh my god, no. Shadow Demon. Wisp TPing back out, but he leaves Chaos Knight there. The disruption will go off, but it's a 4-second stun. And Wisp is back to back up this Chaos Knight. Magnus is back in. He got killed and he's back in. It looks like he might finish off this Chaos Knight, but the Sunstrike! And he'll have to back off. Chaos Knight gonna walk away from this. Keeper of the Light might finish him with the ponies, but no. And Wisp gets out of that too. He's able to use his tether to actually escape from that. Great use of the tether. And Wisp and Chaos Knight cleaning up shop there. A little help from Invoker, but beautifully done. This Clockwork Illusion, by the way, doing a nice little scout there. I'm not sure even how it got there. That's pretty awesome though. Oh, maybe it just walked around. It just walked around. Nothing that special. So keeping an eye on the mid there. And I think Chaos Knight just picked up a lot of kills. Yeah, look at that. 3-0 and 2 already. That is a problem. That's really a problem for EG. Chaos Knight gets out of control. With that Wisp, the mobility and the attack speed will just be too much for them to handle. And they need to start getting some push. They have a lot of push heroes. Much better early game heroes, I think, than VP. So they should make use of that, and I'm not sure that they are, but we'll see. Looks like a smoked Chaos Knight, or is he invisible? I can't really tell. Looks like smoke. Chaos Knight and Wisp are smoked, swapping in for the Shadow Demon. Magnus trying to do something there, but he cannot. Keeper of the Light sending him that spam. It looks like Shadow Demon's gonna go down. Yes, he is. So Clockwork and Shadow Demon are down. Gonna chase that Chaos Knight and Wisp out of here, but they're too fast. So a trade. And Chaos Knight's net worth, by the way, looking pretty damn high. Not bad at all. Kunkka got his phase boots up. And let's take a look at this lone druid bear. Nothing new on the bear, but he does have that Hand of Midas. So going ahead and farming. Fear is just going to keep farming. He might decide to push this tower at some point, although Clockwork will make that difficult for him. He won't even be able to get next to the tower if those cogs go up. So, no matter how much damage he has, Clockwork can do a little bit of keeping him out. Meanwhile, mid tower getting pushed hard by Chaos Knight, Wisp, and Invoker. That Forged Spirit doing a lot of nice damage for him. And Roshan got pulled out there, I'm not sure why. But interesting. Undying, meanwhile, is holding off the lane against Kunkka alone. They are both farming a little bit here while this whole thing goes on at the mid. The tower is almost deniable. And now it's in that range. Gets finished off by Invoker. So Invoker picking up a fair deal of cash there. Good for him. Might be building a 4-staff. I think that's what he's building. Yeah, that looks like a 4-staff to me. Staff and ring on him. Nice item. Looks like Chaos Knight and Wisp coming in to gank the lone druid. And there he is. He got disrupted by a Shadow Demon, but is back up. And Magnus coming in with a nice skewer. Chaos Knight's taking a lot of damage right now. He's trying to TP out, but does not make it. And Shadow Demon just gonna survive. I didn't even catch Wisp and Clockwork. Sorry about that, guys, but Chaos Knight kind of the big cheese there. He does get killed. This tower is down, by the way. Destroyed, I believe, by the creeps during that. And Invoker continuing to push mid at this point. Radiant looking in a pretty good position right now. They do have 2 towers down on EG. And 1 kill up still, although that engagement really did not go well for them. That was terrible, in fact. That was really bad. There's the 4-staff on the Invoker. Running around. He might try to push bottom. They don't really know where EG is at the moment, but Clockwork able to scout that out a little bit, make sure it is safe for Invoker to go there. And he has the illusions as well, by the way. That'll help him push a little bit faster, along with the Forged Spirit. So, nice pushing power from that Invoker. And they're actually out pushing right now. So, not so good for EG. Lone Druid sending that bear. Not able to really do anything, although it does sort of scare off the Chaos Knight, Wisp, and Invoker a bit. And Clockwork gonna keep hitting for vision. Undying is gonna stay top, maybe. Or perhaps he'll pour it in. We'll see. EG coming in to defend this tower. And VP might just back off. They can see that 4 people are there. So might as well back off. Oh, there goes the Wisp and Chaos Knight TP in. Gonna get that Magnus. Shadow Demon does come in and disrupt, but not for long enough. Chaos Knight swap, and he will finish him. And Wisp and Chaos Knight TP right back out. That is the best part. So perfectly safe, easy to gank. Shadow Demon does make that a little bit harder because the disruption lasts long enough to kill some of those seconds of the Wisp teleport, but still able to get that kill. Chaos Knight is doing quite a bit of damage. He does have an Ogre Club on him as well. Probably going to build up to a BKB with that, but for the time being it is giving him hit points and extra damage as well. So very nice. And Wisp and Chaos Knight are just dangerous at this point. So this bottom tower is going to get hit pretty hard. Wisp and Chaos Knight back out here to sort of keep them off of their tower. There it goes. So third tier 1 tower is down. And with that, VP will back off. So they took their tower. They're good. They do not want a chance losing anyone up there. And Wisp and Chaos Knight will hang out and farm now. Wisp, by the way, not going to leave his side. Ready at any moment to relocate him into the action. So they will farm together for the rest of the game. And of course gank together. Invoker meanwhile putting up those Forge Spirits, wandering a little dangerously up into this territory here. Oh, they spotted the courier! Can they get it? I don't think so. They were able to get a speed burst off on that. And they're going to push the second tier tower. Meanwhile, Invoker's scouting out that basically all of them are mid. But gonna get some damage onto this tower. Wisp and Chaos Knight off to gank that lone druid. The entangle is off on Wisp. Not good enough. Oh no, there goes the tether. He'll have to get it back if he wants to. Oh no. So Wisp is down. Not sure. Does he not have his overpower? Overpower or overcharge? That would keep him a lot more survival. Chaos Knight was able to get out of there just in time. TP out, pick up the second part of his Black King bar. There is the Mithril Hammer. A little extra damage on him in the meantime. Nice TP out. That's where this lack of stuns is hurting EG. Not able to prevent him from TPing out like we saw the Clockwork pull off earlier as well. So they're going to push this top tower. Clockwork is here. He is invisible. Must have picked up a rune at some point. And gonna pop those cogs and trap them in. Here comes the Undying. Oh my god, nice cogs. And Wisp and Chaos Knight here as well. This is a huge team fight. There goes the Invoker. And Shadow Demon, Magnus, Kunkka are all down. That is just so much going on there. I don't even know what to say. That was amazing. That was ridiculous. So picking up some nice kills there. The invisible Clockwork cogs, really a big deal, guys. They just trapped them there. They could not leave, and they were right under the tower. So in any case, it looks like Keeper of the Light and Lone Druid are going to push down this mid tower unless they have a Fortify, which I don't think they do. Oh, Wisp and Chaos Knight, here they are again. Gonna get them off of that and deny the tower. So anyone who doesn't think that Wisp is a ridiculous hero should be able to see some of the OP-ness, the awesomeness of that relocate, the map presence. Able to keep them off both those towers and get kills on at least on the top one, not so much on the bottom one. But able to be there, get some kills, get them off the tower that they would have otherwise been able to push, and get that deny in time. Map presence is such a big deal. So Clockwork scouting out. Magnus is gonna get Chaos Knight into the base. I think he's gonna be able to get out in time, and Clockwork will throw up those cogs to let him escape safely. This tower down at some point. I'm not sure I noticed when that happened, but it is down. Notice, by the way, Wisp Spirits will pull the jungle creeps. I'm sure you can think of creative ways to use that to stack them. I will leave that to you, or perhaps I will do a video on it at some point. I think in theory he can pull 3 camps at once if he's on the dire side, which is just cool. But in any case, I'll have to look at that before I say anything about it. Still have Invoker, Clockwork, and Undying here in the mid. Not sure if they're going to stay there. I wouldn't stay there. Or they might run a split push. They might do a split push here. What they can do, by the way, is have Wisp and Chaos Knight just come down here and push this lane while they push the mid. And Wisp has his ulti up, so they can simply go in and back them up as soon as they need it. There is a delay, by the way, and at level 1 it's 2.5 seconds. It goes down to 2 seconds at its top level. But they'll be able to just come in there almost instantly. And of course do lots of wrecking. And EG is well aware of this. They have 5-on-3 here, but they are not rushing out there because it will very quickly become 5-on-5 if they do. So playing it safe, and that is the right thing to do. Of course, it does allow VP to split push. And they're in a really good position right now. Actually, they seem to be... Oh, things going on with the courier. There is the blocking bar for Chaos Knight. Looks like a Roshan play might be coming, or a gank. They ganking or going Rosh? It looks like they're trying to gank. What they're doing is using Keeper of the Light as bait. So the creeps have spotted him out. He is bait. They know that Wisp and Chaos Knight will teleport in to come after this lonely Keeper of the Light, and the whole team will be there if they do that. Is VP gonna fall for this? No, Kunkka has come out of the... Okay, Kunkka has come out of the smoke. Lone Druid has come out of the smoke. It has just turned into a straight out and obvious push. Undying waiting behind the trees. Chaos Knight and Wisp sort of circling around here. And it looks like Lone Druid's been caught out a little bit. Chaos Knight doing the swap. There goes the BKB. And looks like we've got those Shadow Demon illusions there anyway. But Magnus, oh my god, what is going on? There's team fight happening everywhere here. Kunkka getting hit hard by Undying. And Clockwork went down. Keeper of the Light went down. These squishy heroes not able to survive, and I am not even able to watch all of this at once. The Lone Druid and the Chaos Knight fighting it out. Chaos Knight wins. And what we have is Shadow Demon running that way, and Magnus getting out by teleport. Clockwork the only loss for VP. Wisp ported him in to try to catch that, but it was too late. And Keeper, Kunkka, and Lone Druid dying on EG's side. This is starting to snowball here. And Chaos Knight has almost 2,000 gold in his pocket right now after that. So not looking good. He's starting to get under control. Out of control, not under control. You cannot control Chaos Knight. You cannot control Chaos. Bottom tower going down, and he will take the gold for that as well. Will they Rosh? They could Rosh. Come on, guys. Rosh, you know you want to. You know you want to. He wants to farm the Ancients. He'd rather do that. 1 tower remaining for EG. Not looking good for them. 15 and 8. I don't think there's any coming back for this. Lone Druid has a lot of farm, but I don't think it's enough. He does have his Radiance up on the bear, but I just don't see that being enough to prevent this Chaos Knight from winning the game. And they are pushing mid now. That bear with the Radiance gonna come charging out and push back VP. They are able, by the way, to keep a pretty good eye on them with that ward, but it's about to go down, so they do know that they are mid. They being EG, knowing that they being VP are mid. And the whole team is going to push. They're going to pipe and push this tower. They're going to do this. They have committed. Clockwork going in on Keeper of the Light. Keeping those cogs out there will also keep them off the tower. Here we go. Mouth goes down real fast. Magnus gets the reverse polarity off, but Kunkka's going to turn and get the ghost ship. Beautiful ghost ship by Jo on the Kunkka. He's getting lifted into the air. Invoker is just throwing stuff everywhere. Chaos Knight is going to chase down Kunkka. So Kunkka going down. The bear is in trouble, but we don't really care about the bear. It can always respawn. And Fear is taking a good deal of harass, but that looks like it's going to be it. 2 heroes down and a tower for EGVP coming out of that totally unscathed, and they're just going to keep going. And why not? Kunkka is out. Keeper just respawned. But they have a little time to put a couple hits on this tower, and they've got the pushing power of the Forged Spirits with them. Here comes Magnus. He does have the Blink Dagger, but his ult is down, and they know it. There goes the mid tower. They're gonna go for racks now. The bear is slowed through that ice wall. Clockwork gonna put the cogs on the bear and lock them into their own base-ish. They can sort of come out the side here. Kunkka sending that ghost ship, but it's not gonna hit anybody. That was a fail boat, and VP is gonna walk away. Sending the bear chasing. That bear is gonna try to get Invoker. Nice Force Staff. Here we go. Chaos Knight went in there, and he did get disrupted. But now he's got his BKB up. So those illusions, by the way, are going to do a fair amount of damage, but they do not last long. Wisp had taken quite a bit. And he is still shadow poisoned, but he's going to be okay. And EG chasing them. But not going to keep doing that. I think they're going to go push that top tower while VP has to go back and heal, knowing that that Invoker and the Wisp are pretty damaged, although Wisp and Chaos Knight liable to show up at any minute. But here we go. Gonna get this tower pushed down in the meantime. They will fortify that, and I'm not sure why. They're going to take that down anyway. They can't get there in time. And EG is going to walk away. We took a tower, not going to push that. They're definitely losing. They cannot afford to play this aggressively. So they will back off. Ghost Scepter on the Undying. By the way, if you are playing a hero that dies easily to right clicks, go ahead and buy yourself a Ghost Scepter. Clockwork doing that as well. They will save your life. Wisp has one too. So, Ghost Scepter, you will take additional magic damage, so not good against all teams, and not good to use in all situations, even if it is a good item for you to have. But you'll take additional magic damage, but right clicks cannot touch you. So, that right click attack damage carry, who is owning everybody, cannot touch you for 4 seconds. I think it's 4 seconds, yes. And it's also 7 to all attributes, so pretty awesome item. It is expensive, but it will save your life. Give you 4 seconds to get out of there or have your attack damage carry show up. So a nice build on those support heroes, and Clockwork, who's pretty squishy. Invoker got a scepter, by the way, so he can just cast all day long, and I'm pretty sure that's what we were seeing in the last team fight. Honestly, it's hard to keep track of all that with an Invoker around, but I am doing my best. Chaos Knight does have his armlet up as well, by the way. Late armlet. Usually we see the armlet come out earlier in a carry build, but coming out late with that armlet, giving him a lot of extra damage, and of course he's able to toggle that to boost his HP. And let's take a look at the Lone Druid, since we cannot see the relevant items there. Looking pretty good, that bear. He does have his Radiance. He's building towards the Assault Cuirass, but he's really not doing it fast enough. He is at the top of the net worth, but it's just not been enough, I think. Really hasn't been enough. So, and overall team stats, the Radiant is hugely winning in terms of gold. VP totally kicking ass in terms of gold and experience, and that's the kill difference and the tower difference. Gonna take Roshan at this point. They are not afraid of what might be done to them by EG at this point. They're just gonna go for this. They can see what EG is up to. They are not coming out of their base. They have to keep those creeps pushed back, and they can just go for this. And EG can't even see them. They do not have a ward here, so they're not gonna catch this. They can probably guess what's happening at this point, but they're not gonna be able to get here in time to do anything. And Chaos Knight gonna pick up that Aegis. So looking pretty good. And they will probably finish this game soon. I think it's GG. I think it's been GG for a little bit, but they are just not able to push this down immediately. But with Aegis on him, he should be able to finish this up. They should be able to push in and end this game. So first game of the series, these teams are in the upper bracket, by the way, so the loser will have a chance to redeem themselves and go on in the tournament. Best out of 3, and it looks like It looks to me like VP is going to have the advantage here with the first game won. Bear being called back after putting some pretty heavy damage on that Forge Spirit using the Radiance. Keeper of the Light barely touches Chaos Knight at this point. He has so much HP. Look at this, he's got a Reaver now. He has a Reaver. It's good. It's good. Just finish this, guys. He's got a lot of hit points. The bear just can't do with that. I mean, the stun too. Between the stun, the hit points, extra damage, you know, all that stuff. Here comes the bear. It's going in there. It's not going to be able to do much of anything. Even the Radiance isn't doing that much. Nice and tangle though. Oh man, Chaos Knight gonna run. Pretty low on hit points. Wisp is gonna try to do something about that, and he was having his armlet on, so that might have affected that. Armlet toggles. He is down to like 10 hit points. Wisp's trying to regen him, but there's only so much Wisp can honestly do to someone with that many hit points, and they're just gonna have to back off. Of course, he does have Aegis, so. But he is glad that Clockwork is on his team and not on the other team, because he might have been easily finished off by a little Clockwork missile. Meanwhile, Smoke coming in on the mid, and it looks like Clockwork is in trouble. Invoker in a bit of trouble too, but Clockwork is getting hit pretty hard here. Invoker gonna get his whatever that thing is before he goes down. But he will die, and Chaos Knight is back in here, by the way. Gonna kill off Kunkka. And, oh, Aegis gonna have to get used up there. Santa taking a lot of damage. Shadow Demon and Keeper of the Light and Kunkka all went down there. So VP is gonna be able to just push this at this point. 3 down. Shadow Demon not down for much longer, and Keeper coming back pretty quickly too. But at this point, it's like, you know, Lone Druid and Magnus cannot hold this team off by themselves. Shadow Demon and Keeper are back. That'll help, but they might as well push while Kunkka is down. And they'll do that. Radiance from the bear having a pretty big effect on these support heroes, but not doing anything really to Chaos Knight. He just has too many hit points, and they will take this Rax. Mid Rax number 1, melee Rax is down, and looks like we're gonna catch Magnus out of position. The boat will hit, and Wisp is actually gonna get 4 stabbed in there. Not sure. Oh my god, so much spam. So many abilities. There are too many abilities. Invoker goes down. Wisp goes down. And it looks like Clockwork is going to try to TP out, but Kunkka is going to catch him. He's going to make it, maybe. Undying's TPing out. He will not make it. Clockwork will not make it, by the way. He was interrupted by Kunkka's Torrent. Nice use of that ability, and I was more curious to see if Undying was going to make it, which he did. So Chaos Knight and Undying getting away from that. Good thing, because by the way, Undying carrying the gem, not really wanting to drop that and give a freebie to EG. EG will take this and run. There are 3 down. This hasn't happened in a while. It is 20-12 right now, so they're going to go ahead and push this tower with Wisp, Clockwork, and Invoker out of the picture, but not for long. Wisp back in, Invoker back in, and the only one out is Clockwork. They could TP in at any time. They will not. And they are going to move around and push bottom. Trying to make this work here, and maybe they can. Salt Cuirass is up now on the bear, by the way. Bear cannot attack. Lone Druid is too far away. And Clockwork is coming in to initiate. This is dangerous. He could be trapped in there with the bear. That would be really bad for him. Waiting for the Chaos Knight and the Wisp to show up. Where are they? There they are. Coming in to clean up, although already down Invoker, Clockwork, and Keeper of the Light. Looks like Chaos Knight gets disrupted. I can't even tell what's going on here, guys. There are so many abilities happening. Looks like Chaos Knight will take that Lone Druid out. And that is not good. Kunkka next to go. Cleaning up here. Shadow Demon trying to get away, but the zombies are on him. And Undying is going to finish him off as well. The Lone Druid will buy back. He does not have a choice. Where the hell is Magnus? Magnus always seems to not die somehow. How many times has Magnus died? I'm really curious. 3 times! So, out of 24, he has only died 3 times, and I'm not sure how he keeps getting out of there, if he's being a wuss or if he's, like, blinking out before they can hit him or something like that, but he hasn't died very much. Maybe it's just because he's a big tank. But, always a little surprised to see that Magnus is the one to make it out. Chaos Knight picked up double damage, although it is already about halfway gone. He won't be able to use that on EG. Looking for some creeps to farm. Not that he really needs them. Although I think that, I think even now, Lone Druid still has more gold, or more net worth than he does. So, Lone Druid really needs to get a lot of farm to deal with a Chaos Knight and a Wisp combination. And that overcharge, by the way, the attack speed boost of 70 and incoming damage reduction of 20%. So even though you're draining hit points and mana from the Wisp, you're making that Chaos Knight attack super fast and take less damage, so making him into even more of a tank than he already is, as long as Wisp doesn't die. And that's non-trivial, actually. Not dying as Wisp in a team fight, especially at this stage of the game, is non-trivial, but that Ghost Scepter will help. The Lone Druid won't be able to do anything to him. We do have smoke here on Invoker, Undying. Here comes the initiation from Clockwork, but Magnus gonna skewer him into the base. Chaos Knight and Wisp TPing in to back this up. Looks like the Lone Druid is getting hit pretty bad. Shadow Demon was hit hard. Keeper of the Light, nice ponies. Wisp is gonna end up going back out. The bear, I believe, just went down. And Kunkka's getting hit really hard. The Lone Druid, by the way, falling to that as well. Oh god, Clockwork, you are so low. So close to getting away, but those ponies, I think, got him. And I'm not sure if it was the ponies, but they definitely did some damage if they did not kill him. So many people dying. So many people not dying. What? It's just, oh. The Invoker fights, team fights with Invokers that are good are just hard to watch. But they are also super exciting. Here we go, Chaos Knight going in. Shadow Demon does disrupt himself, but only to last for another second. Really not gonna do much at this point. That disruption on himself. His best hope maybe is to disrupt a carry, but I think he was BKB'd. No, BKB not on cooldown. So maybe he just, well, he would have got killed by someone else if Chaos Knight was disrupted, to be honest. So, maybe not. Anyway, second set of Raxes gonna go down at this point. And the creeps, by the way, are pushed pretty far on all the lanes. So EG not really getting anything in return. And Wisp and Chaos Knight pushing down the bottom tower and porting back top. Sneaking down there to finish that tower to let the creeps push further by themselves, basically. So very nice. Oh, here we might have something. Undying is gonna die, and I'm not sure why he was out there. He must have been disabled or something. Otherwise, he should not have been there. And the rest of VP gonna back off. I mean, at this point, all the base towers are down. All of EG's base towers. Their mid-racks are both down. They did get the melee racks top. This Rax is left, and these Raxes are fine, the bot Raxes. Chaos Knight and Wisp only able to take that tower. But EG is just going to be playing cleanup for the rest of this game. And by the way, at this point, Wisp and Chaos Knight can teleport back there and backdoor those barracks pretty easily using overcharge and teleport. So I'm wondering if we're going to see that. Definitely a strategy I've used when we are down in a game, but something pretty sneaky that they could do while they are up. EG really wants to take Roshan, but they are definitely not going to be able to do that. Magnus having to run away, but Clockwork, of course, with his cogs able to chase that. And here we go, team fight coming up. Looks like Magnus is down, and there's the gem as well. That bear is going to die, dealing some damage to Lone Druid in the process. That Keeper Span coming in. And Chaos Knight really wants to chase down the Lone Druid. Easy stun. He can't TP out of that once he's been spotted, and he will go down to Chaos Knight. This is just GG. I'm not sure where the GG calls are. Well, he does have buyback, so Lone Druid is gonna buy back in, and they're gonna try this. Magnus is dead. VP's whole team is up. Looks like they're just gonna Roche. They don't even need to go push the base at this point. They will take this opportunity without Magnus to Roche. And that's a pretty big deal, by the way. Magnus would actually be able to come in here and reverse polarity everybody who is in there. He would not hit Invoker. And be able to, you know, stop them for a minute. But with Magnus down, there's just really nothing. And Chaos Knight is going to take this Aegis again. So, Heart of Tarrasque, by the way, and he has a second Reaver. Like, seriously, he has a Heart of Tarrasque and a second Reaver. And there is no GG call yet. EG trying their best, keeping it classy, fighting till the bitter end. But it's seriously, guys, it's GG. I mean, Chaos Knight is, I guess he's probably working on a Satanic or something. But at this point, it's just, ugh. Chaos Knight and Wisp up here, by the way. Gonna get caught. He is mana leaked. And Wisp is gonna have to run away. He might get killed. BKB in on the Chaos Knight. I think Wisp is gonna die there. I'd rather watch this. Chaos Knight gonna kill off that Shadow Demon. Wisp did get killed by the Lone Druid, by the way. Chaos Knight getting pulled in, reverse polarity. There's the boat. There's the entangle, and he will go down. Nice by EG. Wisp and Chaos Knight a bit out of position, but they do have buyback. They both have buyback, so they will come back in. BKB is up on this Kunkka. They are trying to kill the Clockwork, and oh my god, he just missed the stun on that mana leak. Of course, he was paying attention to that. Clockwork undying in the Invoker, hanging out bot here, and they're gonna smoke now. Where are you guys going with smoke? Top rack's down, by the way, so there are megas pushing top and mid at this point. Invoker sending in those illusions. And here we go. It's the final push. Going in on somebody that I can't see. I think it was Keeper. There he is. That is Keeper. Chaos Knight chasing down Shadow Demon. Gonna swap in Magnus. Kill him in like 2 seconds with that crits. With those crits. That crit. Those crits. Crits. And he is killing Keeper and Light as well. Kunkka and Lone Druid kind of running away to the fountain. Nothing they can do. Bottom Raxes are down. And this is the final GG, I'm pretty sure. I mean, what are they gonna do? It was GG a while ago, but I think they will actually call GG anytime now. Guys, you gonna call GG? Okay, they want to come out and fight maybe. Lone Druid and Kunkka. The last stand. No. Invoker's just gonna fountain harass them while the rest of the team cleans up the Ancient. Wisp and Chaos Knight. Such an amazing combination. There's the GG call. Waiting until the very end. They're gonna try to kill the Invoker, but the Ancient is down. And look at that. Very pretty Bear Radiance chasing Invoker for the rest of eternity. Alright, so that was game 1. And VP cleaned up EG there. Very nice by the Wisp Chaos Knight combination, and he unfortunately was not able to build his second Reaver into something else. Just extra hit points and damage, nothing wrong with that. And I can't take a look at what the bear had at the end of the game, but I'm sure it wasn't much more than what the bear had the last time I checked. So in any case, I hope you enjoyed this game. I am going to watch the next one, and I will put that up as well. Remember that this is the winner's bracket, so the winner will advance in the upper bracket, and the loser will go to the lower bracket for a second chance. This has been Feeder watching EG versus VP, and I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching.